Welcome to the Hastings Hustings here at the YMCA.
We believe in a fair economy, and that's an economy that works for all.
I won't be in the pocket of the unions or of big business.
Will only listen to the voice of the British people.
What we need to focus on more now is skills, so that we can provide.
And this is the reason why we must and we will scrap the non-dom statuses.
And because we're the Green Party, we are going to talk about things like climate change. The refugees that you see dying in the Mediterranean at the moment because they're fleeing Syria is awful and it's terrible. Within immigration, we should be allowing refugees into our country in a far greater extent than we already do. But if you think it's bad now, just wait till climate change kicks in. When people across North Africa, in all of those places which are going to be hammered, the developing world, because of climate change, will be flocking to the places where they have safe haven. We need to stop that. We can do it, but we can only do it if we vote for green MEPs and green MPs so that it is taken seriously in Parliament, so that it becomes a central part of our foreign policy. And we believe, of course, in better transport. We want to make public transport public again. We want to renationalise the railways. We think that the buses that run throughout Hastings, that they should never have been privatised. And we extend that principle to everything that we believe in. Schools should not be academies run by big business. Schools should be given back into local authority control.
15 years experience working in frontline mental health services, a family life rooted in our constituency, independent-minded and in no one's pocket. These are the things that I bring to the table as a candidate to be our next MP. And I believe that the Liberal Democrats have a job to finish in government, delivering a stronger economy in order to underwrite a fairer society so that there's opportunity for everyone. We will fix the country's finances in order to protect the education budget, increasing education spending in line with inflation once the books are balanced. Mine is the party that has fought in government for the pupil premium, 2.5 billion every year of the Parliament, targeted at the most disadvantaged children so that their life chances are improved. Mine is the party that has delivered a hot meal at lunchtime for all the infants of the country, based on research that says it will help them to learn. Mine is the party that has, despite opposition from the Conservatives, got on with delivering a step change in renewable energy investment, insulated 800,000 homes through the Green Deal, created the world's first green investment bank. This is not green crap, it matters. Mine is the party that has taken nearly 3 million people out of tax altogether.
If somebody had said to me that when I was 5 years old, going through those gates at St Paul's School just behind here, that 28 years later I'd be stood here addressing you all and standing to be MP for my hometown, I would have found that hard to believe. For me, that is the very reason why I'm standing here today. This is my home. It's where I live. It's where I was born. It's where I grew up. And I love it. I owe this place and the people in it everything. And every job that I've done has been to serve others or to change the community for the better. And I've approached my politics in exactly the same way. From lobbying the EU to ban neonicotinoid pesticides, which are killing our bees, to making cycling safer, to saving our local fire station, maternity services and our buses, and helping to form policy on small businesses and tackling low pay and promoting the living wage. And this is the reason why we must and we will scrap the non-dom statuses, reinstate the 50p rate of tax for the highest earners, ban the 0 hours contracts that exploit people, raise the minimum wage to £8 an hour, guarantee apprenticeships and jobs for all of our young people, give our small businesses a break by cutting their business rates instead of cutting corporation tax, and stop the fracking giants from wrecking our countryside.
And it was very clear to me that you needed to have a plan as a successful Member of Parliament, as you do in anything you really want to achieve. And I decided I was going to focus on jobs. That's partly because it's based on my experience. I've spent 20 years before I became Member of Parliament in the private sector, helping people with businesses. I was what people call a venture capitalist, helping people set up businesses, finance them, helping people recruit for them. And I really enjoyed the principle of helping people develop their businesses, expand them, and above all, create jobs. So jobs and job creation was always my focus. And that has had some success over the past 5 years. Well, I am proud that we have delivered the Link Road, which is opening this autumn, with the prospect of more jobs and, above all, more houses. I am proud that we have started dualling the A21, which was shamefully cancelled in 1997. And above all, I am proud that we have managed to get commitment from Network Rail and from George Osborne, the Chancellor, that he will support and fund the development of high-speed rail for Hastings, opening up the whole area, Hastings and Bexhill. I ask you to look at the evidence. Who has been responsible for delivering a strong economy?
I'm East Sussex born and bred, and I've lived here all my life. My parents came to East Sussex from a village in Cyprus that had just one tap of running water. Interestingly, it wasn't a well, it was actually a tap. I believe the British administration put it in. I grew up in a deprived part of Eastbourne called Seaside, where we lived above my parents' restaurant. I went to a state school and I loved it. I graduated from the London School of Economics with a master's degree in European politics, and I had a real job in the hotel business. As the son of immigrant parents, I'm proud of my Greek Cypriot roots, my working class background, and I'm proud of the country that gave all my family great opportunities. UKIP have fresh ideas, and we don't represent huge vested interests like the other parties, who all promote corporate EU membership, with Labour listening to the trade unions and the Conservatives listening to big business. UKIP will only listen to the voice of the British people.